What's the craziest crime you or somebody in your family has committed? When my dad moved to the US from his village in Kerala, he brought very little with him. Just a suitcase, some clothes, a few pictures, and a potted banana tree. Not seeds, not a cutting. A full, living banana tree in a large clay pot. He lugged that tree through multiple airports, across oceans, through layovers and customs checkpoints, treating it the way someone else might treat a newborn. He didn't try to hide it or sneak it in. He didn't declare it either. He just walked off the plane with the tree in his arms like it was perfectly normal. The thing barely fit through the doorways. There were passengers giving him sideways glances, airport staff looking stunned, but he just kept walking. When he reached customs, the officer, an older woman, looked at him, then at the tree, then back at him like she didn't quite believe what she was seeing. She asked him, "What do you think you're doing with that?" And my dad, deadpan, answered, "It's from my mother's garden. I'm not leaving it behind." She paused for a long time, looked at the tree again, maybe thought about the paperwork, or the trouble, or the sheer weirdness of having to document a man walking through JFK with a banana tree under one arm like a duffel bag. Maybe she figured it wasn't worth it. Maybe she thought he was a harmless lunatic. Whatever the reason, she waved him through. No inspection, no warning, no fine. Just, go ahead. That tree lived in our home for years, first in the living room, then the sunroom, then eventually in a corner of the backyard once it got too big to move easily. It didn't produce fruit for a long time. It was more of a symbol than anything, a living piece of where he came from. He watered it religiously, always by hand, with a small silver pitcher he'd brought from the village. He trimmed the dead leaves with his old shaving razor. When people came over, he would always point it out and say, "That tree crossed the world." I didn't realize how unusual it was until much later. At the time, it felt like something any dad would do. I never questioned how odd it was that we had a tropical tree growing in the middle of suburban Ohio, or that it had its own heater in the winter, or that my dad spoke to it in Malayalam like it was a relative. Over the years, the tree had offspring, runners that grew up alongside it in the soil. He dug them up, repotted them, gave them away like they were puppies. Every few years, someone from the local Indian community would come by and pick up a pot with a grin, promising to take care of Apachan's banana. The original tree died eventually. Not dramatically, just faded. My dad didn't say anything for a few days. Then he trimmed it down to the stump, dug up what was left, and buried it in a deeper part of the yard. He planted one of the offspring in its place. That second tree is still alive, thinner, but taller. My mom jokes that it's a teenager now, with too much attitude. My dad still waters it by hand. People ask how it got here, and he tells them. Not with pride, not with embarrassment, just matter of fact, like it's not strange at all to smuggle an entire banana tree into the United States in open view, right through customs, because you didn't want to leave behind the last thing your mother gave you. And now, more than 30 years later, we still have the tree, and her children,